then I will read her official bio. And I've known Yvonne for I don't know how many years, since 2010 maybe. So for a long time. She's
Long
been,
time.
yeah, really, really good, great values, put it that way, as far as being in business and trustworthy. So Yvonne A. Jones is a marketing strategist, personal business coach, best-selling author, and international speaker. Yvonne specializes in working with service-based small to mid-sized businesses, entrepreneurs 50 and wiser, coaches and consultants. She frees them from any emotional barriers and limiting beliefs so they build authentic relationships, create memorable experiences, and retain more of their clients while having fun in their business. Yvonne is a certified life and business coach and was described on HuffingtonPost.com as one of the top 100 most social customer service pros on Twitter to follow, and on GetApp.com as one of the top 15 most influential customer service experts to follow on Twitter. Oh, really good for you. She is Alignable's 2018 Small Business Person of the Year for Stuart, Florida. Her mantra is focus on relationships, the money will follow. I totally agree. Take it away, Yvonne.
Thank you so much, Katrina, for inviting me to be your guest speaker this evening. I hope I can do what I want to do in an authentic way, my throat permitting. My voice keeps coming and going, so I apologize if I have to cough from time to time. So 3 ways to become an advocate for your clients. So the question, first of all, is why would you want to become an advocate for your clients? And what does it mean to be an advocate for your clients? Samantha Power said this: all advocacy is, at its core, is an exercise in empathy. And what is empathy? Empathy is the ability to walk in someone else's shoes, basically to understand how someone else feels, what they're feeling, and see the situation from their perspective, their point of view. Now, myenglishteach.eu notes that one of the most important interpersonal skills that someone can have is empathy. And why is that so important? It continues that because it can help you connect with the person very easily. And before I go any further, this is an important point to note. Whether you call the people you work with clients, you call them customers, whatever designation, if you're in the medical field, they're patients. However, they're students if you're in the teaching profession. The point is that you do not have a loyal client or customer or whatever designation you give them until you have built that emotional connection. Because people need to be connected with you emotionally, and in this way they feel invested in you. And as coaches, consultants, professionals, we want to be invested in our clients or customers. And for ease of reference, I'm just going to call everybody clients. Now, when you become an advocate for your clients, it means that you build a warm human connection with them. Now, over the years, there's a phrase I've heard said by coaches, by consultants, by professionals in different niches. And it's basically, don't become too attached to the outcome. And generally, that's spoken of in reference to marketing. In other words, you make an offer to someone, you don't invest too much of your emotions into that. If they want to accept the offer, they accept it. If they don't, you move on. It's next, right? But while I agree that there is some value in that thought process, because yes, you don't get too emotionally involved as to whether they say no or yes. What if you were to adopt a different mindset? It's kind of like you create a shift in your mindset. Because you see, when you come from a position of advocacy, you do so with the incredible realization that your potential clients, as well as your existing clients, need you. And they really need to know that you care about them and are there to help them. You see, one of the basic human needs we all have is certainty. And our clients need to feel certain that we care about them. It's a basic human need. And when we can satisfy that need, again, another way, we're pulling our clients to us and we're becoming an advocate for them. It's really a win-win situation because when our clients come into our business this way, they enjoy the process. It doesn't feel like it's challenging. And we, at the same time, a lot of us don't like the selling part of our business because we feel salesy and we feel out of authenticity. We're at the time we're doing that. But when we do it in a way that we really understand their situation and we put ourselves in their position, they will enjoy the process and we will enjoy the process because we will know that we're making a difference in their lives and it influences the kind of person that we become, and at the same time it impacts our business. So the question at this point is that yes, all well and good. Yes, I can become an advocate and I should become an advocate for my clients. But how do I do that? Number one, it starts by getting to know and understand your client's desires and struggles, their needs and their expectations. And once you do that, then you're able to look for ways that you can help them succeed. Now, Neil Parham, who's the general manager of SB Nation, noted, and I quote, "The challenge of brands today is making the transformation from traditional advertising efforts to holistic strategies for reaching customers through genuine, lasting relationships with advocates." Now that's for big brands. He's referring to big brands. They have a huge challenge. We are, as coaches, solopreneurs, small business owners, it's easier for us. We are in a better position to reach our customers and clients and create this holistic interaction. And through genuine, lasting relationships, we are able to become their advocates. And I teach a module of this in my upcoming 4-week coaching program, and the link is in the chat. The second thing that you want to do is to listen, really listen to what your clients or your prospective clients, because remember they start as prospects first and then they become your clients. So you really want to listen to what your prospects and those who actually become your clients are saying. What's the language they're using? What's the words they're using? Use those words in your sales copy, in your social media posts. Don't try to do a mental conversion in your head of what they say and then you turn it around and try to interpret what they say. Use their language. Reflect it back to them, what you hear they say, so that they know that you understand. And then use the words that they use to articulate their dream. Remember, you want to be standing in their shoes. That's empathy. And it's a way to draw you closer to your clients and your customers. The third way is to help them see their own potential. Help them get out of their head and into possibilities. Remember that many of our clients and prospects, maybe because of the background they're coming from, their culture, what they were told over a number of years, that many of them are in a fixed mindset space. They doubt that they can grow. They doubt that they can achieve more. They want to, but they doubt they have the ability to do that. So as coaches, as solopreneurs, as professionals, we want to become their advocates so that we help them see what's possible for them by helping them to embrace a growth mindset. Then they will recognize that it is possible for them to achieve their dreams. But then again, it requires listening on our part. What do they want? What would they like? What would it look like when they have what they really want, what they achieve their goals? How would it feel? And how would it affect the rest of their life? Verbalize these things. Talk to our clients and customers. expand their thinking, inspire them. It's our responsibility, let's put it that way, to inspire them to think bigger and visualize the reality of what they want. Because let's face it, we know if we have been working with clients, a lot of them know what to do, but they don't do it because they have so many limiting beliefs. They have so many fears. It's as if they can't see themselves getting out of the little box that they are in. So it's our responsibility as advocates to help them to think bigger, get clear, and see things as tangible as possible. Because as you all know, that when someone, there's a difference between something kind of being airy-fairy, it's out there, as opposed to where it's tangible, then they can more relate to that. And so finally, see your potential client as a partner. It's a different way of viewing them. When we see our potential clients as partners or our clients as partners, then we are able to be confident in ourselves and to believe in ourselves that the knowledge that we have, when they work with us and they do the work on a consistent basis, then they can solve their problems and reach their desired outcomes. Because there's one point I want to make sure you take away from here. Even though we want to be advocates for our clients, we are not going to do the work for them. They have to be prepared to do the work, but we can help them. We can guide them. We can become the person who lifts them from where they are in their thinking to where they really want to be. So here's a short assignment that I'm going to give you. I don't want you to do it now. There is just a little, you can take it down, and here are the two questions. What is your why for helping your clients transform their lives? So it's not what is your why for doing business. They may align, but not necessarily. Or what is your why for helping your clients transform their lives? And the second question is, write down 5 ways that you believe you could become an advocate, or if you're already doing it, become even a greater advocate for your clients. And that's as much as my throat will allow right now. So that's the end of my presentation. Any questions? Please post them in the chat.
That was great. I was just trying to catch that last question. 5 things that I can do to...
5 ways that you believe you could become an advocate or even a greater advocate for your clients. So you may already be doing some, but how can you do it even more at a higher level?
That's a great challenge. I like that. Anybody going to take that on? Yeah, let's take that on. That's a good challenge. Anybody have any questions for Yvonne?
I'm reading what Rhonda says.
She said,
thank you.
Go ahead.
Thank you, Rhonda. Rhonda says, I know I would work better and create at a high level if I feel safe. And yes, we want to make our clients feel safe, that this is a safe space when they work with us.
Yeah.
Not just that it's confidential, but they feel, they know that this is where I want to be and this is who I want to be with. Wouldn't it be amazing if every single one of our clients feel that way genuinely?
Many times I get the "you get me" kind of approach from them. That's what I want to hear. Like, you get me, you get what I'm going through. Rhonda, what's your question?
Yvonne, I don't know if it's a question, but I know that why I love what you're talking about so much. That's why I wanted to be here tonight, is that I didn't realize when I was first starting out as being a coach, or I was getting coached, how I was in my head so much. And what you're speaking about is allowing somebody to first be, like be able to be themselves. And I like, the 5 questions and how you can be an advocate, because when I was first coaching, I didn't know how to do that. I think it's a learning curve. So what you're speaking about is, I think, essential as being a very, very good coach. And I know we all want to love on our clients, but it takes a lot of practice to really be a true advocate for your
That's true.
clients. So I appreciate what you're talking about.
You're welcome. And it does take a lot of practice to build your confidence too, because we can, many people don't go through a particular program to become a coach. And even if you do, there's only so much they can cover. But once you are practicing, you're coaching more and more people, and you get to understand, you put yourself, use that empathy, because it always goes back to the putting yourself in their shoes. Then you know what it's going to take. You understand from them what they need, because it's important that we listen. I mean, yes, the ICF says you mustn't talk too much, but then at the same time, we want to share knowledge, right? But we have to be prepared to listen. I think a lot of times some of us as coaches feel we need to talk and share information, give. But we have to listen so that we can make sure that we're meeting the needs of the client to a high degree.
Veronica?
You said something, and I can't remember the specific, but it kind of clicked. As an intuitive, I basically see people, even the stuff they're not saying. I can just totally nail what's going on in their thinking process, what they're feeling, all of that. But what you said was something about having your client be your partner, yes. Because what that implies is some sense of equality in a sense. And I find that kind of like, my husband passed away, so I can kind of joke back pre-marriage, go back to my teens, let's say. This idea that, when we feel safer, a lot of times we'll date down, right? We'll find somebody who we think is not better than us so that we feel better or we feel like we're lovable. And I feel like in some ways I kind of do that with my client base, right? Instead of really being intimidated by someone who might challenge me energetically, I might find myself working a lot with people who are a little more needy, let's say, who I feel more confident, over, let's say. So that just struck a really, I feel like, supportive challenge and point when you used that term partner. So thank you for that.
You're welcome, because there are times when we need to be in the superior position as a coach. There are times when we definitely need to be, because then we want to instill in our clients the confidence that we know what we're talking about. But being a partner suggests, as you rightly said, Veronica, partners is an equal. And let's face it, a lot of times our clients are just two rungs on the ladder down below us, and we really, our goal in them working with us is to bring them up to our level, right? That should be our goal. So when we see from that perspective, then it helps us to really give them what they need. So thank you for appreciating that.
Yeah, and in some cases we can bring them up and actually throw them past us.
Exactly. That's why they sometimes have to go to another coach, because we brought them to X amount and then we have them in there, so we send them to somebody else.
Your expertise, you may not be the one to take them all the way. And I've had clients that make a lot more money than me, but they weren't skilled at certain areas, right? And
I love that.
So they come in to learn a certain thing and then go, and then, so very cool. Any other comments or questions? Clemmy.
Yeah, I like the whole partnership idea, because in my situation, I'm afraid of clients that are like a lead weight, basically. Like I know the situation, I know where I've been, I know how difficult it is. And in order to reach more people and grow an advocacy base, I feel like I need the people who are at least partway there, or at least in motion, and not like stuck in no motion. And then as people know that I'm around and it gets bigger, then I can deal with those people. But because otherwise I'm afraid if I start there, I won't get very far. It'll take forever. So I like that idea. Because when I took your workshop that we did last year, I was like, I want people who are proactive as my clients. Because then I know I can be a partner.
Awesome.
Awesome. I understand exactly what you're saying. Yes, definitely.
Hmm. Any other thoughts, questions? How about Yvonne? Do you have somewhere that you might want to share with them to get more information, or are you the people in this call? I mean, we're all really good about collaborating. So, if you see people on here, hear people on here, you guys want to be reaching out, and maybe you can share each other's stuff. I'm sharing someone's book launch today so that she can share my thing, and just think how you can collaborate. And I really encourage those follow-up calls, regardless if you think someone's a prospect or not. Just go and see what happens.
Thank you, Katrina, for that, because that's one of my two words for 2020 is collaboration. It has been an ongoing word, and it has served me well. Collaboration, authentic collaboration, or some collaboration in front, I don't remember. But yes, but I am doing, like what I mentioned in my thing, that I'm doing a 4-week coaching program, which is entitled Become the CEO of Your Business with Courage and Confidence. And there's one module that will be going over this whole thing about working with clients that you love and who love you, and how you can do that. So I posted it in the chat. There's a shortened link, which is tinyurl.com/become the CEO, become-the-CEO. It's there in the chat. But if anyone would like to share that with their tribe, and then if there's something that I can share for them, then I would love to really communicate. So I will save the chat and reach out, because it's coming up in another week. So I really have to get the word out real fast. So
And
thank you, Katrina.
Repost it in the chat again, because I don't see it in the immediate chat. So repost.
Okay, I will.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So Yvonne, I wanted to make one comment, and that was that you had talked about asking questions of your clients to find out what they want. And I think that is such a key to taking on the advocacy role. I think when we assume that we know what they need, that's when we lose track of being that partner. And oftentimes I will just, even if I'm just networking, is ask questions to find out what are the goals of this person I'm talking to, and is there some way in which they need my service? And if they don't, that's fine. Or maybe I can connect them with something else. And I think that's taking advocacy even into our networking.
That's a great point. Yes, it's not, because those are the people who will be, those are potential clients or referral partners. But like you said, we won't know what they want. We won't know what they need. We don't know what their expectations are if we don't ask. So I think we could do a whole thing on asking and listening, because I think for myself too, I don't do enough of it, because sometimes I walk away from somebody and I say, oh, I didn't ask them this, and I didn't, it's like, what else could I have asked to know more about them?
But
Right.
isn't that just such a shift in so many of our mentalities about being more concerned about how we show up rather than to focus on the other person? And that is what your advocacy is all about, is switching your perspective.
That's right. Thank you for catching that.
I jump in
Laura?
for a second? I just would like to say that I think weak to a coach is because they don't understand completely that we are really there as a mirror or a opportunity for them to see things in different directions and to bring out things by asking questions and by listening. Because I think that the misconception is that we're going to tell them everything that they should be doing immediately without getting to know them. And that's the fine line between being a consultant and being a coach. And it's a fine line to walk. If you're going to really be a coach, you're really asking questions. You're not doing, you have to almost say, I'm putting on a different hat now. I'm speaking to you as a consultant. Do I have your permission? So permission in coaching, I think, is super important too. But so Yvonne, do you have any ideas of how we can communicate to people that we get to know them? We don't just tell them what to do blanketly. If you're being a coach, like an ICF type coach, if you're really creating a coaching container. How do we let people know that that's what we do?
Well, first of all, according to the ICF, every single coaching session should start with an agreement. And that agreement stems from your client and yourself being on the same page. So before you start to do any coaching, it should be very clear. What are your expectations? What would you like? What would make this a success for you? How would we measure this? How would we know this? So you have an agreement right at the beginning. What do you want? Because really the client is in control of the client is what the client wants. But then a lot of times we jump through that and we start talking, and we haven't really established that agreement with the client of what it is they want. They won't always know, but when we ask the right questions and we listen, we are able to address what their concerns are. Because if we don't, then we're just talking to the air, because that's probably what we're talking about is not what their problem
It's
is.
more of a consultant than, it's consulting. And that's fine, you wear that hat.
There's
But
a place for that.
Yeah, there's a place for it and permission, ask permission. But I mean, just to get people to understand that that's what we do. I'm just kind of thinking out loud. I think that's one of the things that keeps people quiet. Is it's going to be somebody that tells me what to do versus somebody who really gets to know me. And so I'm just kind of brainstorming how do we, before we even.
Maybe we could brainstorm that again, because I don't want to take up too much time with that. Maybe we could talk about that, Laura, because yes, we could have a chat about that. That would be lovely.
I think all coaches who want to follow the real coaching container could have a conversation.
Yeah, because, and even if you're not a coach, even if you're a consultant, you still need to know what the client's goals are.
Right.
You still need to know what they want to achieve so that you can use your expertise to help them achieve that goal in their business.
I think you guys should do a joint masterclass, invite both of your lists and get people on your list and share it while teaching and having a discussion around that.